Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new moon in Gemini. All right. We're here to break it down for you tonight as to the energies that you can expect and the archetypal meaning and significance of this lineup. It's a good one. It's a really good one because it's going to bring into focus our personal and relationship with our transpersonal and the left brain in relationship with the right brain. So let's get into it. We're going to dive into the meaning of this particular new moon, and then we're going to close with a meditation to help you guys integrate the energies that are at play right now, or in play right now, I should say, and try to make the most meaning out of cosmic energies in the sky that also live within us. And let me just say, I'm kind of digging this messy bun that I have going on right now. I just want to totally highlight that because I'm loving the messy bun situation. I just got to be real with you. All right. So we have our beautiful new moon in Gemini tonight. Okay. It's conjunct Juno, which is the asteroid of commitment and devotion. So the essence of the new moon's placement tonight, and we're going to get to Neptune's influence in a second, is all about committing yourself and being devoted to the dreams that you've had since you've been a child and not losing sight of those dreams in the confusion that Neptune can sometimes bring. So we have new moon in Gemini that squares Neptune at 27 degrees Pisces. And so I think the way that that kind of lines up is you look at your chart and you see if you have any planets in 27 degrees Pisces, and then you can get a more personalized experience of what the interplay is. But basically what it means is that you're probably going to become aware of something that at first doesn't make any sense. So we have the sense, the rationale, the logic, the fact-based mission, seeing it to believe it, tangible left brain energy of Gemini, getting challenged by the unseen elements, kind of what exists beneath the layers that we can't see with the naked eye of Neptune. And so there's a great opportunity here to not get lost in the confusion as your reality and perception of reality starts to dissolve with Neptune's influence. It is an opportunity to reframe your understanding and perception of reality. So it may feel like a tug of war going on with the universe, that you're trying so hard to make something happen and it just keeps slipping through your fingers. The reason why the pain will come up, and so the source of that wounding, is really just the attachment to the outcome that you want so bad. If you lean into the transpersonal energy of Neptune as our outer planet versus the personal planet of Gemini, you move more into the oneness of the non-duality, the collective nature of humanity, all being connected. When I talk to you, I'm having a God moment because you are me. You are reflecting something back to me that belongs to me, that lives in me. And that's why you're here. That's why my soul signed a contract to have this divine appointment to encounter you at this moment with the experience that I'm having with you. It's not me against the world. It's not the world against me. We want to slip out of victim consciousness in order to make the most use out of the lineup that we have as the cosmic parade in the sky is playing out. So if we can release our attachments to the outcome and let go of the left brain, drive the mind forward to think our way through everything, and we lean on the dreamscape of Neptune, and we really go into places that we can't use our left brain to make sense of. The heart's wisdom, for example, intuition, the shamanic state of consciousness, connecting into other realms, deep meditation, theta brainwave state. Like you're out there, you're as deep as it can get. You're going to make the most use of this formula, this cosmic algebraic formula, if you take advantage of the opportunity to release your attachments to the outcome. What you thought needed to happen in order for you to be okay and successful in this and that isn't true. That can leave us feeling ungrounded, confused, lost at sea. We restabilize by coming back into the body. and using the heart's wisdom to do that, because the heart is all about the unseen realm. The heart is the portal to get you into the realm of Neptune and find the answers that you're looking for without having to think your way through it. So Neptune represents wisdom and knowledge that exists that we cannot see. It's our imagination. And if we lean into that energy, we come to the place of acceptance that says we actually don't know everything. We don't know everything. And it's interesting because this is a philosophy that I've been trying to implement more in my life these days. I am a teacher, but I am a lifelong student. And I have Sun in Gemini, Chiron in Gemini. I get a few things going on in Gemini. So I know this left brain activation stuff really well. It's really hard for us left brainers to turn on the right brain because it's the weaker side of the psyche. The best way to do it is to come into the body and to just let go. Let it go and let it flow. Allow your imagination to lead the way. Techniques like active imagination is wonderful. It's what Jung used in his clinical work. You pause, you take a deep breath, you close your eyes. And it's funny. So my two dogs are in here with me, and one just, you know how dogs do that thing where once they get comfortable and they're relaxed, they go and they do that big sigh. So she just did that. And that reflects that where the energy has just shifted. So even just closing your eyes, taking a minute and taking a deep breath, you're already shifting into a deeper state. You're already now letting go of the left brain needing to see everything in order for it to be real. And you're now starting to activate the wisdom of the heart and the wisdom of the right brain just by closing the eyes and coming to the inner world. In active imagination, you just let the blankness stay for as long as it needs to until things start popping up. You start seeing things and hearing things and feeling things and knowing things. So this is the essence of the Neptune. It's a different way of getting to the knowing. Okay. Gemini, you want to see everything to believe it. Neptune is like, no, there's tons of wisdom out here that we can't access through the naked eye. And it might shatter your reality because it's a new reality. But if we embrace that, it's such a relief. Think about it. Think about it, you guys. You don't have to use your mind to drive your way forward. There's another source of information out there. You turn on your intuition and you connect into this deeper ocean of oneness, of the dreamscape atmosphere that Neptune brings. And life becomes so much easier. You literally fall into the river. You lean into the tide. Of my shamanic work, it would be considered the realm of ancestral wisdom, the river of the ancestral wisdom. You let the river take you. And you don't drive it forward anymore. You allow yourself to be driven. You have to surrender in order to make that happen. So it's all about letting go. All right. So the real personal piece of the new moon in Gemini is coming back to what's most important to you. What are your values? Paint a picture of the things that could be, that you want in life. It's interesting because as I was meditating before I jumped on here, I came back to something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And it feels very unrelated to the work that I do right now and the things that I'm creating right now. But it's really not separate at all. It's so deeply connected. It's this strange passion that I have to learn how to be a DJ and like a house DJ, you know, and to maybe do some female vocals on some tracks. And I've been wanting to do this since probably I started getting into house music, which was like R&B was kind of like the first, but when I got into high school, house music was the thing and nobody was into it back then. And I got so many people into house music. I remember I used to make CDs for everybody and we used to just blast these songs nobody had ever heard of in the car. And it was awesome. And the beats, the rhythm of those types of songs really moved me. And I just would love to be on a stage. This is the vision that came to me. I should probably share that piece too. This is a vision that came to me when I was in a holotropic breathwork workshop all day, 6 hours of meditating, basically, and using the breath to do it. And this is what came to me. I was a DJ, DJing to the sea of poppy flowers in the scene of The Wizard of Oz. So coming back to this place of what's most important to you, we get caught up in a lot of things. Not that I don't love what I'm doing right now and that it's totally important, but I do think there is a way to loop in this lifelong dream that I've had that just seems so random. And like at my age, like, what am I going to do? Just go learn how to be a DJ? It's like, yeah, actually, you can do whatever you want to do in this life. There's nothing holding you back except for your mind. Gemini, mind creates the world, mind creates the reality. Well, guess what? There's like a million other ways to construct our reality that doesn't include the left brain thinking our way through everything. Hard facts, hard data. So think about, come back to what's most important to you. If you could be doing anything in the world right now, what would it be? And allow the dreamscape of the Neptunian energy to bring you into that space and actually manifest that as your reality. Neptune is all about coming into the integration. It's about finding the higher truths, using the illusion that you once were attached to, allowing that to dissolve your limiting beliefs. And now it's about making a connection between the unseen and the seen element. So Neptune connects. There's an integration. It comes in. We're bringing it all together. We're bringing in the wisdom of the knowing through the left brain and combining it with the wisdom of the unseen that we tap into when we go into the body and when we go into the heart and when we let go of everything else. Neptune represents the work that I do. And I'm finding that the reason why I'm called to do the work that I do is because I actually need it. Unconditional love and heart-centered healing. Coming into the wisdom of the heart turns down the noise of the left brain. And Neptune is a transpersonal planet. It's an outer planet. Unlike, Mars or Venus or some of the others that are personal planets. Neptune is all about the collective. So whatever your hopes and dreams for the collective are might get a little kind of challenged right now. And you might start to feel a little hopeless because the square, Neptune is squaring the new moon in Gemini. That brings a tense aspect. There's a shadow side that starts to emerge. So you're going to have a relationship now, we all are, with the shadow of Neptune, which is me against the world, tug of war, trying really hard to make it happen. And then we hit these obstacles and then our whole reality shatters. And it's like, what am I even doing? Like, do I even know what I'm doing? If you come into the essence and you let go of the duality of the Gemini, the right, wrong, the good, bad, the up, down, and you don't look at things that are opposites as separate, but rather ends of the same cord. It's all my understanding at this point in my life is that if you want to deepen your wisdom and you want to expand your consciousness to a higher perspective, always look at what the opposites are in the world. Because they're literally the exact same thing. The exact same thing. You look at the opposites, the light and the dark, it's actually the exact same thing. It's different shades of the same cord and they're connected. One is going to bring you into a deeper understanding of the other. This is the essence of non-duality, where we are all one. We come in to the collective unconscious, the universal consciousness, the space that we go into that is the sea that we all share as human beings, where we move beyond the differences, beyond the borders, beyond the limitations. That's the essence of non-duality. You are me, I am you, we are not separate. Gemini is very much of the ego to see and discern the differences between things and to analyze and line things up. Well, it is this, but it's not this, and it's not that, but it is that. No. We want to come into seeing everything as connected. Soul consciousness is where we're trying to go with this, to heal and to make most use of the higher octave of Neptune coming in here. I want to talk a little bit about these obstacles that we might hit. And I say this to my clients often. A lot of times people are struggling with things and they're really frustrated because they feel like these obstacles that have been put in their way are keeping them from living their best life. And they're like, if I could just get this thing out of my life, if I could just heal this thing, if I could just make this thing go away, if I could just figure this thing out, everything's going to be cool. And my response is always, the path of life itself is the sadhana. That is the spiritual path. The obstacles that are put in your way are not there to distract you away from your life. They're there to help you deepen into the journey. They're trying to show you something. They're trying to line you up. I always love the metaphor of when you were a kid, you go to the bowling alley. Somebody has a birthday at the bowling alley. I don't know. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. Where I come from, that was huge. Like it was a pizza party. Everybody went. Didn't even matter who you were. Like you could not even be friends with the person that was having the birthday, and you got invited because it was at the bowling alley. And when the little kids are at the bowling alley and they rent out the lanes for a birthday party, what do? They put those blow up bumper guards in the sides of the lane. So the little kids can't lose. They can't lose. It lines them right up. That's what this energy is all about. When you see the obstacle, see it as an opportunity to refine your path. Well, you kind of moved a little over here too much. That's not really where you're supposed to be. Your mission in life is to be over here. So the universe is going to try to give you an obstacle to push you back in line. And if you see it as an adversary and you try to fight it, you're going to just fight for the sake of fighting. And you're not actually going to pay attention to what the overall message is. And you're not going to get lined up. So you got to surrender and you got to accept that the obstacle that's coming in is there to, as a teacher, as a guide, to get you repositioned to where you're supposed to go. So it's a nice time to pause and reflect and reassess. Let go of the attachment that you have to the way things were supposed to be if they kept going that way. Come into the higher purpose of this planetary lineup by letting go of the confusion. There's no need for any confusion here. Neptune's going to bring it. It's only going to be confusion though if we get locked into the shadow side of Neptune, because the higher octave of Neptune is just the most beautiful energy you can possibly think of. You're slipping into the world of imagination and beauty and joy and all the things that everybody wants in life, but doesn't seem to get. Everybody kind of strives for this stuff, but nobody can ever really maintain it and sustain it, even if they get a little snippet of it in a meditation or a yoga class or what have you, a Reiki session or whatever. And they get that, oh my God, I feel like I'm like on a cloud, you know? Do some imagination techniques. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself on a beach. Imagine that there's this beautiful glass temple out in front of you, and you walk into that temple and the sun is shining down right through the pillars of the top. There's an opening in the top, and it's just gleaming down on you. And talk to whatever and whoever appears. Go into the imagination. Watch some Disney movies. I'm going to be watching Moana, which is apparently reflective of the heroine's journey, which is what I do my research on. So, I mean, have a little fun with it. Turn on a little bit of that childlike energy. Little kids, when they daydream and they imagine and they have imaginary friends, right? Speak to the parts of yourself as if they're your imaginary friends, because they are. And sometimes they're not even that imaginary. Depends on how deep you go with it. Turn to these parts of yourself that resist letting go of the attachment, that the most vulnerable parts of yourself that are afraid to let go, and start over or start a new path or go in a new direction. Because it's what? Going to take time. It's going to take money. It's going to take energy. All the three resources that the ego attaches itself to: time, money, energy. So 3D. It's like at the end of the day, when we get to the end of the path, none of that's going to matter. None of that crap is going to matter. Nobody gets to their deathbed and says they wish they worked more. No, they said they wish they traveled more. They didn't make work and driving things forward and making money and doing all these things. They didn't want more of that. When they reflect, when they get to the end of the road, they look back and they say, I wish I spent more time with family. I wish I traveled more. I wish I didn't make work such a priority, because I got so caught up and I lost years of an opportunity to really enjoy life in a totally different kind of way. So when something happens and you hit an obstacle and it's like, how can this possibly be happening right now? I thought I was doing everything right. Like, this is totally not fair. If you feel that energy burning up inside about this is not fair, it means you're starting to slip into victim consciousness. And from there, you're only going to be accessing the lower vibration of this whole orchestra in the sky. And I'm not here to assess anybody's path. You might need to go into that suffering. That you may have been a freaking guru in your previous life. In this life, you got to kind of be the victim. You got to stay in the suffering. So it's not my job to say whether or not you should be there. I don't want to should all over you. These shoulds that we do with this left brain Gemini stuff, we should be doing this. It should look like this. It's supposed to, it's like, no. Don't should all over yourself, because you can if you want to. There's plenty of opportunities to do it in this type of world that we live in. But I find that the practices in Hinduism and Buddhism too, but I was first introduced to Hinduism, Hindu practices. Then I kind of moved away from it for a little bit, moved into Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism, which is all about transmuting the suffering, really holding space for the suffering. But I'm really coming back to the Hindu philosophies. Because the non-duality, the understanding of non-duality in yogic traditions is huge. So that's interesting, because I actually am actually completing a certificate course in yogic philosophies right now. It's like, so anyway, I really think that if we can indulge in that type of information, it really helps us deepen the experience of embracing the non-duality. So that's what it is. Allow your right brain to turn on, make use of the energy that's in the sky right now, connect into it. And I'm going to help you do that with a meditation. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try something. And I did a demo before I jumped on and it worked. So let's see if it's going to work now. I want to play a little music to bring us into this meditation. So let me see if I can do this. All right. Okay, I think this is going to work. All right, hopefully you can hear that. But if not, that's okay. So just begin by closing your eyes, relaxing your shoulders, dropping them away from your ears, allowing your shoulder blades to melt down your back, releasing the tension in the face, around the eyes, and in the eyebrows, in the jaw, and around the mouth. Bringing your awareness to your breath as you position your mind behind your breath, letting your breath lead and your mind follow. Begin to breathe more deeply in through the nose. Long, extended exhales through the mouth. Imagining that in each exhale, you are releasing energy that no longer serves you. Letting go of your attachment to the outcomes. Quieting the mind here and embracing the feeling of nothingness. The sea, the ocean of nothingness. You don't need to work the mind so hard to find the answers. If you slow down, disconnect from the outside world, let go of the thinking, you will find the answers seamlessly inside the wisdom of the heart and the body. Not through words, but through a felt sense. With each inhale, imagine that you are expanding the space inside the center of the chest in the heart chakra. See a little speck of light grow with intensity in the center of the chest with each breath, until that glowing light fills the whole cavity of the chest, the whole center of the chest, as it emanates beyond your physical body, creating a circle of light around you. Send that energy out from the center of the chest. Allow it to wrap around you. And then relax even deeper as you allow yourself to receive that energy back into the center of the chest. Engaging in the process here of giving and receiving the vibration of compassion and unconditional love. And really think about opening up your heart here. Go right into the center of the chest. And trust and believe that you have the power to expand the energy of compassion and unconditional love right here in the heart center. Breathe into your heart. Breathe life and peace and stillness right into the heart center. Open up your heart wide with love and trust. And if your heart needs a little extra TLC, turn towards your heart. Hold it. Hug it. Massage your heart back to life if it's been broken or shut down, or if you've placed walls or boundaries up around your heart as a means of protection. See if you can let those defenses down a little bit here in this moment. Repeating the mantra, I am safe, I am love. I am safe, I am love. Continuing to breathe deeply here. And turning to yourself and asking yourself, your higher self, the wisdom of the heart center. Asking yourself what it is that you want out of life. What do you want this beautiful journey to mean when you get to the end of the road? What are your values? What is most important to you? And did you follow your heart? If you feel like you're out of alignment at this time in your life and you're not following your heart's wisdom, give yourself these opportunities to pause and check in. Let your heart speak to you in the nonverbal way, by feeling and leaning your way into the vibrational experience of what it actually means to be in an open heart center. Find your answers there about how to get back on track. Let go of your attachment to the things that are getting you off track. And let the warmth and the sense of home, that sense of coming home to the heart center, let that energy hold you and cradle you and support you as you make whatever decisions you need to make to lead from the place of the heart's wisdom. Imagine what life would look like and how you would feel if you allowed your heart to lead the way as opposed to your mind. Now just taking your hands and placing them directly on the heart center. Taking 7 deep breaths in through the nose. Really expand the heart space, really expand the lungs here, and hold at the top of each breath. Releasing slowly in a controlled way with an extended exhale through the mouth. Allowing your exhale to be longer than your inhale. As you inhale and you expand the muscles around the lungs, really take that breath in. And think about on each exhale, you're releasing the density of grief that is held in the lungs. The grief that we feel when we are disconnected from our purpose, when we are disconnected from source, when we are disconnected from our higher self. That feeling of separateness, that feeling of loneliness, let that all go. There's no reason to ever feel lonely when you have the entire universe inside of you. You are a cosmic force in walking form. And the only job you have is to come back to a place of remembering that. Remembering how to come back to your wisdom and to follow the path as that wisdom leads the way. You come here to the heart center to find that information, to find that guidance and that support. So trust that in any experience where you are thrown off course, where an obstacle comes up, when you get confused, when you feel lost, you're coming back to that sacred wound of disconnection. And only in that wound can you find the sacred medicine. You go into that wound, you go into that grief, continuing to breathe here and stretching the muscles around the lungs as you release that grief with every exhale, sending that energy out to the universe for it to be transmuted and come back to you in a higher form. And as you come to the end of your breath sequence here, close with one nice, huge, deep inhale. Really open up that heart space. Really see it expand. Feel it expand. And on the exhale, imagine that you are driving any negative energy, any low vibrational energy that's locked up in the different pockets and energy centers of the body. Send it all the way down, down into the soles of the feet. Send that energy out through the soles of the feet, down into the earth. Letting the earth take that negative energy from you and for you. The worry, the fears, the resistances, the attachments, the confusion. Just releasing it, letting it all go and sending it back out. Just taking a few moments of silence here, embracing the stillness, embracing the quiet, embracing the nothingness. Allow yourself to reflect on and listen to what your heart is trying to tell you. Allowing your breath to slow down, just come to a natural pace. And remember that you can come back here at any time. All you need to do is pause, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and imagine yourself looking out into the world from the center of your heart. Have your heart be your focal point. That's home. And it's your little home inside your heart. And you peer through the curtains and you look out the window. And now you see the world from a different perspective. You see your challenges and your obstacles as your allies that bring you into a deeper sense of awareness and a deeper understanding of why you're here, what is meaningful to you, and what legacy you want to leave behind before it's over. What do you want to say? What do you want to say that you were able to do while you were here? If you were to write your own biography at the end of the road, what do you want to be in it? Give yourself the opportunity to set yourself free from the shackles of the mind and step into exactly what you want out of life. And let go of the fear. Send your fear into your heart center so it can be transmuted into a higher vibration of love. And remember, your thoughts are your reality. So you shift your perspective and you shift your thinking and you shift your world. So that brings us to the end of our meditation. I'm going to stop the music here, so I can't really fade it out. So it's just going to kind of abruptly stop here, but that's the vibration of the earth. It's a beautiful meditation track that I like to use, but I think that's going to be it, you guys. So please enjoy this new moon. Find your way into a place of stillness in the heart. Embrace your imagination. Pay attention to your dreams. Write your dreams down as soon as you wake up. There's a lot there that your dreams can tell you. And I'll leave it there. May the light always lead your way. Be well, everybody.